Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bonjour, madam. Good morning, good evening. Whenever you see this is our presentation about industry interview that we have done last week. So this is our group one, and this is our group member, me, Spencer, Farid, and Syafiq. For your information, this presentation consists 5 sections, which is introduction, student life, professional life, reflection, and quotes. So, hope you enjoy this presentation. Thanks to all of you because willing to attend this meeting about interview someone professional last week, which is English lecturer from College Kemahiran Tinggi Mara Kembaman, Miss Fa. First of all, I want to say well done, good job, what you have done. Very impressive work. So that's all from me for introduction. Shall we start the meeting discussion?
Sure, Mr. Hakim. I will start for first session regarding the first lecture.
That's great. Okay, go on. We start with Mr. Spencer, our first interviewer. It's all about introduction, our interviewee. So, if I'm not mistaken, your session is all about her background, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Hakim. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great. There are a lot of interesting notes that I gained from our interviewee. Most of it we can use as aspiration in our daily life.
That's great, Mr. Spencer. I'm really excited to hear it from you. Okay, you can start now, Mr. Farid and Mr. Syafiq. Please take a note while Mr. Spencer presenting. Go on, Mr. Spencer.
Okay, so for my session, there are 4 questions, but the most important part is from question 2 and 4, which is at minute 1:45 until minute 3 for question 2, and for question 4 is minute 6:42 until minute 9. One of the question is what inspired you to become a lecturer? She responded to that question with hadith, where it has awakened the thought of me on something we do is not just for the good deed, but as well for the continuous blessing from all the people that we have helped. Um, Even when we are no longer in this world, the good deed and memories will be remembered for a long time by the people around us. On one of the hadith that she says, she quoted from Abu Hurairah, narrated in one of the hadith, that the Messenger of Allah said, when a person's die, his deed come to an end except for 3: continuous charity, knowledge that others benefited from, and righteous child who prays for him. Mr. Hakim, can you play the video?
So narrated in one of the hadith that the Messenger of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala said, then when a person dies, his deeds are cut off except for 3. Yeah? They say continuing charity, knowledge that others benefited from, and a righteous son who supplicates for him from At-Tirmizi. Yeah? Then so this.
Thank you, Mr. Hakim. For the next question is from question 4, which is regarding the skills required to become a lecturer. These are among the skills that she mentioned to us, which is very useful. Mr. Hakim, can you play the video?
Like 6 skills that maybe I would maybe have to suit me to be a good lecturer. Maybe number 1 would be communication skills. Why do I need to have communication skills? Because I'm like it helps me to be able to deliver messages. So to become a good lecturer.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hakim. That is one of the skills that she mentioned. I will summarize the rest of the skills that she mentioned to us. One of it is communication skill. It is the most basic life skill that we must acquire as a student. It's very important for us able to communicate effectively with the people around us. It allows others and yourself to understand information more accurately and understandably. Second is psychology skill. Psychology skill, it helps people in large part because it can explain why people act the way they do. It can help managing stress and improve our communicating skill as well. For the third skill is learning skill. Um, Learning skills keeps your mind engaged and body active. It helps you get new knowledge and best perspective on the world around you. It helps you gain new experiences, trains your brain to handle wide range of challenges. And for the fourth skill is computer technology related skill. As we all know, we are living in a fast-paced environment where technological devices are being used for more reason than ever. Many companies nowadays have started to depend upon computerized technology to get their work done, which is why computer skills have become increasingly important. Having the necessary and basic computer course knowledge will put you one step ahead of everyone else. And for the fifth skill is public speaking and presentation skill. All right, for the public speaking, it allows us to form connections, influence decisions, and motivate change. Public speaking is one of the most important and most dreaded forms of communication. In the working world, public speaking is a vital skill that we must have. Next is for presentation skill. Presentation skills help us create innovative ideas. When we come up with a creative and interesting slide, we are able to illustrate the presentation by delivering a clear message to our audience. The use of presentation aids makes for a much more interesting talk, and the creation of such aids can help develop students' confidence. Um, Last but not least, skill number 6 is leadership and management skill. Uh, when we go out in the working world as an adult, one day you might be a leader for an organization. As a leader of an organization, we must have the ability to communicate well. This is where the first skill become handy. Like I mentioned earlier on the first skill, which communication skill, um, we will be able to handle and delegate responsibilities, listen to feedback from our team members, our organization, and have the flexibility to solve problems in an ever-changing workplace. Strong leadership skills are also valuable for all job applicants and employees. For me, these are all the skills we should be able to develop as a student. All of these skills are very closely related to each other, as we can see. We have to come out from our comfort zone and lead ourselves to become a successful one day. I think that's all I can summarize from my section. I hope all of us can use all of this skill and advice to create a brighter future. That's all from me.
Wow, that's great, Mr. Spencer. Thank you. Before I pass to Mr. Farid, I will take over this session by presenting my session. The most important thing is my first session. My session is her student life. The thing that I have been highlighted from this is question 1 and question 3. For question 1, he did how did she overcome the stress situation when she was university student. She gave us some advice. So let me play first the video.
Okay, stress and all those challenges. What I would like to advise on how to overcome all those challenges is, number one, we need to depend to God, to Allah, make a lot of dua and get blessings from.
So, as she said, the number one advice is get blessing from Allah and get blessing from our parent. So, if they blessing us, more blessing our life would be. So, for the second advice is if we have a problem, try to find a appropriate solution. And the third advice is make a self-improvement. So it means if you lacking with something, go to online training, and in other way, try good, make use to people around you, make good of people around you, good resources around you or something like that. So the last advice is whatever you happen to you, never look back. So if you think too much about history, what has happened back to you, it will give you more burden. In other way, it will give you a mental stress. So try to avoid it. Maybe it can avoid the mental stress problem. So is this a good advice, right, you guys?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I agree,
Yes.
Mr. Hakim.
I agree.
Okay, thanks. For the question 3, she gave an opinion about the challenges that students nowadays face while pandemic. Okay, she said at minute 16:13, as I remember, until 16:45. What's your experience now is what your future will be. She said like that. So she said, please enjoy the blessed moment and try to build self-confidence even we alone at home. And she said class online is the most skill that you use, like Mr. Spencer taught. Important communication skill, management skill, same with us lah. We use all the skill right now. Before I forget, she also said try to have a me time. Me time means chilling with someone that can make you feel better, something like that. So that's all from me. Mr. Farid, can you present your section?
Yes, sure, Mr. Hakim. All right. Hi, everyone, and hello, madam. I'm Farid, and I'm glad to be here with you today, you guys today. Okay, now let's get started. So without wasting time, let's go through the things that I've highlighted while interview last week. Okay. Firstly, from the question one at minute 18, and my question is, what kind of pressure have encountered during orientation? Mr. Hakim, mind you play the video for me?
Try not to say the word pressure, change it to the word challenge. No,
All right, thank you, Mr. Hakim, to play the video. Honestly, that I said the answer from the question is very positive, and I didn't expect it. She said I never considered it as a threat, but rather as a challenge. Because the more you say it's a problem, the more miserable you become. Okay. Why not trying to shift the pressure to the challenge, right? For me, it's a very useful advice and change my mindset to be more positive, which will make the pressure no longer to be a pressure, right? Do you get what I'm trying to say, guys?
Yes, sure.
Yes,
Farid,
Mr.
go
Farid.
on.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Okay. We move to the next question, which is what is your opinion about professional and personal life balance? Sorry. At minute 22, she said she a workaholic person and detail oriented, and the thing that she does is put up everything, set up goal and career. As a student, we have to set up our goal before we do something for the future, right? And next is keep trying. Okay, we have to keep trying and keep trying, either we reach the goal or fail. And lastly, move balance between career and profession's life balance. Okay, for me, if we are same as our interviewee, um, or same situation as her, maybe we can use the things, right? Okay, by the end of my presentations, I'd like to there's so many good advice that we can get from the beginning of the meeting. I think that's all I can summarize from my session. Without wasting time, I will let our last person to continue, which is Mr. Syafiq. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Farid, for a very brilliant session. First thing first, I want to say excellent job to everyone. I hope everyone is good and taking care of themselves carefully. After we end this interview with our lovely Miss Fa, there is a lot of things I will be able to take as an advice and a learning opportunity. And the two most important thing I will be able to be summarized from my session are professionalism and patience. At first, I asked her opinion regards to professionalism. If people are displaying professionalism in the workplace nowadays, she replied with a remarkable interesting answer at minute 26. Mr. Hakim, could you please replay the session where she mentioned the points regard to her comment about the professionalism?
Somehow. But as human being, the keyword I think would be review, the word review, refresh, and remind. So we are not going to be like professional all the time.
Thank you, Mr. Hakim, for helping me replaying the video. Every people vary from one to the others. Some people may display the professionalism, but some are not. So in order for us to always be professional, we need to always remind ourselves of three important things. The first one, review. How professional you are depends to the line of your works. Then, if we were to realize we are not being professional, we need to refresh our mind and get back to a straight road. And lastly, always remind ourselves about the professionalism at work. Then, for her second question, I will be able to ask what are the challenges that our future education will encounter in pursuing education career. From the minute 28 and 11 second until minute 28 and 26 second, she said that education is not a profession, it is a passion to become a particularly good educator. We need to be versatile and flexible in learning. No matter how old you are, the learning will never stop. Then we need to have an added set of skills. With the world growing exponentially toward ICT, we need to familiarize our own self with the latest technology. Lastly, look for your own specialty and originality. Don't be afraid and never do something for the good of fame and money. And the two of her most important quotes I can't forget are, she said education is not a profession, but it's all about passion. And she also said nothing is impossible, everything is possible. So that will be all for me. Thank you. I will pass my session to Mr. Hakim to continue this discussion.
Good job, Mr. Syafiq. Wow, it's so good. So everyone has listened just now. Personnel in charge of each section have highlighted the point. So I think we have reached our objective by interviewing this lecturer, professional lecturer. We get a code, we get a team, we get our own opinion, anything that's useful to us. So anyone to add something before we end?
Yes, Mr. Hakim, I want to add something. I think there's one interesting quote that maybe one of you did not notice, which is at minute 31:52 second until 32 4 second. Mr. Hakim, could you play the video?
Sure.
Uh, do whatever possible, whatever best that you can do within the, within your ability. Don't do it because
Okay, what she said, do whatever possible you can do within your ability. What she means by that is we must step out from our comfort zone. I think the advice has opened my thought, able to do something that is beyond my ability, something that I didn't know that I can do or not. But anyway, in other ways said, I can make impossible become possible. That's
Wow,
all, Mr.
that's
Hakim.
that's great, Mr. Spencer. Good job. I didn't notice that. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you gained something to change your life. So,
Mr. Hakim, may I add something?
yeah, yes, Mr. Farid, go on.
Alright. Okay, guys. Do you remember at minute 32 until 33? Miss Hakim, may you play the video for me? The video of the code.
Give me a time, please.
Sure.
never give up, never look back, because
Alright. She said when caught opportunity to us to see what is in front of us and never look back. And if not, we will stumble and fall. I think we should mark that words in our life. I think that's all. Can I summarize? I guess that's all, Mr. Hakim. Thank you.
Wow, I think so. Thank you, Mr. Farid, to remind that thing. I think that's a lot of thing we get today about with your summarize for each personal in charge for each section. So if you have anything to ask from our interviewee, I will give her phone number on the chat meeting. So you can keep in touch, ask her about something you want to know. Okay, guys. I think that's all for today. I hope this interview session can give us inspiration in order to encounter a challenge on our degree life. So that's all. Have a nice day and thank you for participating on this meeting today. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Bye.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you.